not a company, but outstanding people come to us every day. People who want to make a contribution to a team and do work that really counts. People eager to see new places, do the unusual, and find the unusual. People who become your friends for life. People just like you. We're not a company. We're your country. We're the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, the Army. We're the Armed Forces. It's a great place to start.
For the sheer thrill of high-performance driving, a fuel-injected Dodge Daytona Turbo Z is guaranteed to make your heart race. Dodge Daytona Turbo Z. It'll be an expressway to your heart.
The NFL plays here when the Seattle Seahawks battle the Denver Broncos.
Before your team takes the field, our team hits the air. NFL 85.
While we were away, there was a penalty marker on that punt by Gossett that was down to the 9-yard line. Legal man downfield for the Browns, so they had a repunt. Next one was a 39-yarder with no return that carried down to the 16, 17-yard line of the Raiders. That's where Marc Wilson will go with his offense 1st and 10 after he consults with head coach Tom Flores. Flores now in his 7th year as the Raider coach.
Not in big games like this, field position so vitally important to winning. This is the first time that the Los Angeles Raiders have had the ball back inside their 20 that I can remember today.
It's a doubleheader day on NBC Sports. The Jets are rolling in the AFC East, play at New England today. Seattle and Denver, two of the other co-leaders in the AFC West, along with the Raiders, match their 4-2 records at Mile High Stadium. We have 6:52 to play in the 3rd quarter here at Cleveland. The Raiders lead the game 14-7 and have the ball 1st and 10.
Wilson gets the Johnson & Johnson Award this week. There's the
dogs.
That's the dog pound. They're all barking down there. Wilson, with all his injuries, playing the way he's playing.
The dog house.
The dog house.
But the Raiders have been no dogs here today. They've played very sound football on both sides of the line of scrimmage. And right now, the Raiders, with the crowd noise starting up, set it up 1st and 10. Allen. He got 5. Free safety Don Rogers tackled him. Jim Plunkett, the longtime Raider, in his 15th year, but he'll not play again this season, going out with the shoulder injury. Plunkett, a lot of people forget. A lot of people didn't know this guy was a great linebacker in high school. He was an all-state linebacker in California.
He's got the size.
All-state wrestler. But now he can only look on as another less injured quarterback, Marc Wilson, directs the Raiders, and quite well. A long ball. Dokey Williams, he's there. And Williams is down to the 40-yard line of the Cleveland Browns. Al Gross saved a touchdown, but bad shoulder and all. Marc Wilson drills a tight spiral for a 38-yard gain.
That was a tremendous throw in between two receivers. It looked like a double rotation zone. Corner up, safety over. Watch him put it right in between the two. Boy, that's a great catch and an excellent pattern run by Dokey Williams. Al Gross on the coverage. The Raiders have just gotten their offense together today. This is an outstanding defense by the Cleveland Browns. The Raiders have not paid a lot of respect to it.
I want to get you to explain a double rotation. Those of us didn't go to MIT.
I will tell you.
Pitch back. Marcus Allen lost the ball. Browns have it, I think. They do. Cousineau. Boy, is that a big play for Cleveland.
First turnover of the ball game. The double rotation zone means nothing now. pitch by Marc Wilson. It did appear to get to the hands of Marcus Allen. A lot of times a running back, you see the pitch. Well, it was thrown a little bit behind him. Hawkins out in front. As good a hands as Marcus Allen has, though, that's an easy catch for him. I have a feeling he was just looking upfield.
Browns are going to have to go deep with the throw to beat this Los Angeles team. They're not going to beat him running. Byner takes the ball ahead for 3 yards to the 50. But as you pointed out, Trump, you've got to keep those linebackers in position. If they can drop back in pass coverage and they know you're going to throw, you're trying to complete against 8.
Yeah, the thing that the Cleveland Browns must remember, they're still squarely in this ball game, down by just a touchdown. And you can still keep the ball on the ground and influence that Raider defense, and influence it a lot, and that opens up the pass game. There's no reason to go out of the offensive game plan for the Browns yet.
Very big turn of events. The fumbled pitch back by Marcus Allen, and the Raider drive is stopped, and now the Cleveland Browns, trailing by 7, have the ball in the third quarter. 4:34 to play in it, and the clock running. Kosar takes a look, gets some time, guns it up the middle, and he's incomplete. Here's Marcus down all over.
Lester Hayes will have the flag thrown on him.
Lester, I take no prisoner Hayes. He's holding Brian Vernon's uniform.
How many holding or pass interference penalties have we had against the Raiders today?
More than they like.
5 yards, and that's a first down.
So 2 big plays now. The fumble recovery, and here's the defensive foul against Lester Hayes, and the Browns, when what was an incomplete pass, instead get a first down at the Raider 45.
That defensive pass interference or illegal use of the hands by the Raiders has been the Browns' biggest play of the day.
Right.
It's happened several times.
Kosar has been a great deep thrower his whole career. Right now, he has a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line of Los Angeles. Raiders lead the game 14-7 third quarter. Pitch back. Byner, open field. And Ernest Byner from East Carolina takes the ball down to the 31-yard line of the Raiders for a Cleveland Brown first down.
As it starts to rain here in Cleveland, hard. No matter how they run the ball down, they've got to run the ball. Defenses are taught, once the quarterback goes by the deepest running back, look at that rain coming down in sheets. Linebackers are taught that once the quarterback goes past the deepest running back, you drop in coverage. But in that particular instance, Bernie dropped back just a little shovel pass forward. If Byner drops it, it's just an incomplete pass. Good call.
Now they go again. First down and 10 for Cleveland. 32-yard line of Los Angeles. Browns down by 7. Kosar loops one out, and there's nothing but Raiders nearest to it.
Who was he throwing it to?
I think he was looking at John Jefferson, who one of these days is going to catch a pass for Cleveland.
Bernie's got to learn that you don't kind of hang it up there. That one could have been fair caught by anybody. 4 of 11 for 67 yards. He's used to throwing the ball in the rain, too. That should be no problem. Out of Miami, they very seldom played a game when it didn't rain.
Young man doing his barking for the Browns.
Bark louder. They need it.
Got that bark juice in him, I think. 2nd and 10 for Cleveland. Newsome. Great play down to the 23-yard line. The Wizard of Oz, they call him. Catches his 3rd pass. On 2nd and 10, he gains 9 yards. He's caught 3 now for 29 yards from.
First half, the Los Angeles Raiders were able to put lots of pressure on Kosar. Second half, he's had plenty of time to throw. This one zinged out there to Newsome. Newsome off his feet makes the catch. Not enough for a first down, but a very, very big catch. And he can make some big catches for you.
Tremendous hands. He's just a great player, great leader on and off the field. Right now, 3rd and 1. Byner breaks the crust. He's down to the 20, and he has a first down for Cleveland. As now on the shores of Lake Erie, the weather's turned ugly. The temperature dropping. A hard rain has begun to fall, making an already wet field even more difficult to move on. The Browns like it like this.
Now the adrenaline pumping into Cleveland Browns, too. are really going at it. This has been a very impressive drive after that turnover. The only turnover of the ball game, and the Browns are going to make good on it.
Big boys from California, Trump, aren't used to this kind of weather. Now's a Raider down on the play. Brad Van Pelt, an outside linebacker, shaken up. So there's a pause in the action with 3:51 to play in the third quarter. We'll be back.
No matter what unexpected problems should arise, Transamerica Property, Casualty, and Life Insurance can be there to protect you.
Hey, you big ape! Who's gonna pay for this mess?
Transamerica. Insurance, finance, manufacturing, transportation, innovation. The power of the pyramid is working for you.
You probably already know that beer is made from barley. Well, this is what it looks like. Now, most brewers buy their barley. One's different. One brewer grows all its own barley, and has for over 40 years. Now, why is that? I mean, why not just buy the barley? Hey, barley's barley, isn't it?
Everybody who builds trucks likes to talk tough, but only one talks tough and proves it. Dodge. Dodge stands behind every one of these truck parts for 5 years or 50,000 miles. Now, how many parts does Chevy and Ford back for the same amount of time? Sure, the others talk tough. Dodge proves it. America's best back trucks. That's guaranteed.
Temperatures dropping, but the action's heating up here in Cleveland. 3:42 to play in the third quarter. The Browns down by 7 with a 1st and 10 at the Raider 20. Driving rain now. Browns go right at the Los Angeles defense for about 3. Inside of the 17-yard line, Byner, the 220-pound fullback, took the ball.
6th play in this drive after the fumble recovery by Tom Cousineau.
Philadelphia getting back in the game at Veterans Stadium against the Cowboys. 3 Paul McFadden field goals. Houston has now extended its lead to a big margin over Cincinnati. And the Browns find themselves down by 7 to Los Angeles. Hey, those guys on the right side are doing some blocking. Lilja moved out. Number 62 made a big block. Matt Millen filled to make the hit. On a 2nd and 7 play, the ball was advanced to the 14-yard line, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and a short 5.
Still staying with their game plan, which I admire for the Cleveland Browns.
See Byner's numbers for the day. Came in with over 400 yards in the first 6 games for Cleveland. His running mate Kevin Mack had an average of over 5 yards a carry and 447 yards for the Browns running the ball through 6 games. Raiders primarily, though, with a stunning defensive shutdown, a lot of running plays. Here's a ball into the end zone. Brennan is there, and he can't get to it, and there's no call. They rule that defensive back Sam Seal was looking back at the ball, which he was, so it's a clean play, and Brennan is screened off from the football. That brings up 4th down.
That bump and run by these two teams is outstanding. You see the contact, but both are looking for the football, therefore no flag. Bernie likes to throw it deep. There's no question about that.
Matt Bahr, the brother of Raider kicker Chris Bahr's on the field now. He's made only 3 of 4 this year, hasn't tried many. This is a 31-yarder. If successful in the rain, it'll bring it to a 14-10 count. Raiders. Looks like he's got it. He does. So with 2 minutes and 1 second to play in the third quarter, the Browns capitalize, move down the field, and they now have come back to within 4, and we'll be back with the Cleveland kickoff after this.
I want my soda.
I want my Serta. Here's why people want their Serta. Why they're spoiled for any other mattress. Only Serta goes beyond just being firm, beyond what others do. We top our support with the extra comfortable Serta surface. A unique difference you can feel in a Serta Perfect Sleeper.
Marvin, I want my Serta.
Now, another way to spell relief. Use sodium-free Rolaids. Like regular Rolaids, it consumes all the acid required to bring millions 100% relief. Plus, it's rich in calcium. Regular Rolaids and use sodium-free Rolaids for 100% relief.
How many shakes can you get from one
Shake disposable.
How many does your disposable give you?
The NFL plays here, Seattle.
Opportunity knocks for the Seahawks whenever Kurt Warner weaves his magic.
The NFL plays here, New York.
All-pro running back Freeman McNeil has the Jets engines revving as they face a team they've never beaten before.
The Seahawks battle the Jets. The action starts with NFL 85.
Chris Bahr ready to kick it off for Cleveland. Matt Bahr's brother. He just hit the 31-yard field goal, did Matt Bahr, to bring the Browns back to within 4. Center downfield goes to Sam Seal. He's quick. Starting move gets him to the 30-yard line. And there the Raiders go on offense with a 4-point lead and 1:53 to play in the third quarter. Travis Tucker was on the stop. Dallas still holding to a 5-point lead over the Eagles at Philadelphia now in the fourth quarter. If you believe it, at day's end, the defending world champions, the 49ers, could be 3-4 and 4 full games behind the Rams in their division. Los Angeles is winning big. It's Kansas City right now. Giants beating Washington soundly 17-0. Jesse Hester goes in motion. The give goes to Marcus Allen. Raiders Trump talk about their offense. Allen gets the ball almost all the time as a runner. Said we really run a 2-back off, but it was a 1-back offense with the second back in just really to block. It functions very much like the 1-back offense.
I don't blame them either. Hawkins is an excellent blocking running back, and Marcus Allen now 18 carries, 64 yards, as many times as you can get it in his hands. That's very smart offense.
Bruce Davis at left tackle lines up. Charlie Henn at left guard. Bahr down over the ball at center, gives it to Wilson on 2nd and 6. Intercepted. Gross has the ball for Cleveland. And finally, Marc Wilson himself gets him down, but it's inside the 15-yard line of the Raiders. Some people barking.
You can hear them in the background barking in the doghouse. Christensen was the intended receiver. They had double coverage inside and outside on Christensen. Generally a very high percentage pass completion for any offense. Gross in the right place.
By 4, look to throw, and they sack Kosar back at the 26-yard line. Van Pelt coming from the left outside, a linebacker blitz, and he got Bernie Kosar, the second sack of the day of the Cleveland quarterback.
Here's the interception once again. You see the coverage. We've seen this before. Eddie Johnson bumps him. That ball just thrown, and Christensen seemed to stop in his pattern. Gross right there to make the interception. 2 turnovers today, both for the Cleveland Browns.
Great defensive play call, too, by the Raiders.
And here's the sack, too. It looks like Van Pelt was untouched.
First down. They go to a linebacker blitz, and nobody laid a glove on Van Pelt. Kosar loops it out. Kevin Mack can't get to the ball as Kosar was pressured and released it a little bit short with 38 seconds now, the third quarter clock, and it was Howie Long in the backfield again pressuring Kosar.
He's gotten his hand up in Bernie's face a couple of times. That time tipped the ball again. There was absolutely nothing on the pass. You see just at the end, that's a dying quail. Most difficult pass to catch, and that thing is diving into the ground. Oh, this is a missed opportunity to this point for the Cleveland Browns.
That sack was big because it puts the Cleveland Browns, if they don't convert here, into long field goal position, depending what they do. Raiders digging in. There'll be a fly in at Bernie Kosar setting in the shotgun. Give him some time, and he's going to run it himself with a lot of room to go. Kosar is down inside the 15-yard line. He's well short of a first down, but he does make it a sure shot field goal now for Matt Bahr.
The only thing is, though, he's got a field goal no matter where he is out there. You got to try to throw the ball in that instance, Don.
That's too long a field goal, though. Into the open end with that wind. Look at that flag. That thing's straight out, blowing in.
But still, that's the field goal kicker's responsibility, not the quarterback. If he throws the ball, it's a lot easier to gain the needed yards than it is for Bernie Kosar to run it.
Now they're going to let the quarter run out, so they'll have that wind at their back. We'll be back after these messages from your local station.
Tonight, join Alamo Joe for an adventure through time. Tonight on Amazing Stories.
Building a tough boot starts with an oil-resistant sole bonded to a durable Goodyear weld. Then full-grain leather rubbers are double and triple stitched together for strength and fully insulated for warmth. Add a pillow-cushioned insole and a padded collar for comfort. Here's Texas Steel on sale at Kmart, just $25. Similar styles available in wide lids. Now Texas Steel's an even better buy. You can't do better than Kmart, the saving place.
The trouble with most health insurance coverage is you're not fully covered. Those visits to the doctor, you pay. The hospital, you pay. And all those claims to fill out. Frustrating, isn't it? Blue Cross agrees and has 2 new group health care plans that say when you're covered, you're fully covered, 100%. No bills, no claims to file. Find out about them. Call this number for this free booklet.
Shell SU-2000 is a patented high-octane performance gasoline. It's designed for smooth, quiet power, and it fights critical engine deposits that can cause knock. Turn your car into an SU-2000 performer. Get Shell SU-2000 Super Unleaded Gasoline.
Discover the difference. Channel 3 News.
We're ready to start the 4th quarter at Cleveland. The Browns now changing ends. Will have a strong wind at the back of Matt Bahr, who sets up for a 31-yard field goal attempt. If he hits it, Cleveland will be to within 1 of Los Angeles. He got it. Airtight. It's a 14-13 game. Raiders have the ball, and the Browns will kick it off. So the big play by Al Gross, the interception, does not result in a go-ahead touchdown, but the Browns do come away with points. The sack by Van Pelt was enormous.
Yeah, that was an awful big play. The 2 turnovers now by the Los Angeles Raiders have cost them 2 field goals, which if you're a Raider fan and supporter, at least the Raiders have kept the Cleveland Browns out of the end zone with great field position on both turnovers.
Marty Schottenheimer is just now completing a first year as head coach of the Cleveland Browns. As of next week, it'll be his 1 year on the job. He took over at the halfway mark a season ago when the Browns were 1-7. Stepped in for Sam Rutigliano. They finished 4-4 the rest of the way. Were beaten in overtime, their opening game, by the St. Louis Cardinals, and the Browns had lost so many close games a season ago. Schottenheimer insisted this is a new year and we're not going to lose close games, and they came back and started to win, winning 4 of their last 5 and 3 in a row to take sole possession of first in their division.
See how much numbers mean nothing. Time of possession clearly in favor of the Cleveland Browns, and the Raiders lead.
Now Matt Bahr, who hit consecutive field goals for Cleveland, hits the kickoff downfield and well. Sam Sia will not bring it out. So the Raiders go on offense, 1st and 10 at their 20-yard line. Marc Wilson at quarterback has been effective until that last throw when he tried to drill it into coverage to his tight end Christensen, and Gross came away with the ball. The Raiders will try to control this ball and pound it at him.
I think they'll pretty much stay with their game plan. Last 2 times they've had the ball, of course, they've turned it over to the Cleveland Browns, but you can't go away from your game plan. Momentum now on the
Marcus Allen gets his number called, and the Browns really fire out on defense. Golick, the nose tackle, led the charge along with linebacker Eddie Johnson.
Browns defense, them dogs are now fired up, barking loud.
They actually bark in the defensive huddle, don't they?
Yes, they do. As opposed to saying good job, they bark. I guess one is a good job, two is a spectacular job. I'm not sure what the conversation is like down there.
Sometimes you'd be inclined to think that a grown man barking might not be a well man, but
defensive player had the last two possessions by the Raiders.
It was grounding, but now intentional grounding call is going to be signaled against Wilson and the Raiders. And now let's go back to NFL 85. Bob?
Well, Don, when Trump gets back to Cincinnati, those callers on his talk show will be in a foul humor. Rookie Ray Childress smacks Boomer Esiason. It causes a fumble into the hands of Mike Stensrud. Moments later, moon to Drew Hill, 34 yards. It's now 34-13.
Don, that's the most expensive penalty an offense can have. Cost you yards and a down.
That it was surely intentional grounding. Wilson was going to be sacked, and he just released the ball to a wide open area of the field. He hit green, but there wasn't a receiver near it.
The reason it took the official a long time before it throws the flag is the referee is back there to protect the quarterback first. He looks for the late hit, then he looks for the intentional grounding.
Marcus Allen is the engine that drives the Raider offense, and he's only got 4 yards in his last 6 carries. Strong.
Don, it looked like a busted play. Nobody blocked Reggie Camp. When Marc Wilson handed the ball to Frank Hawkins, Reggie Camp was standing right there. Hawkins had no place to go.
No, nobody blocked him is right. A lot of time to go, though. 13:30 to play. We'll have no tie game here. It's a 14-13 score. A long spiral downfield. Brian Brennan goes back in the rain, fields the ball. Light rain now, and he's down at his 48-yard line. 37-yard punt by Ray Guy, and just a 2-yard return as a new Raider. Jerry Robinson was down to cover.
I love your beautiful script, sweetheart. But forget that artsy guy with the beard. We'll have Rex direct.
I love the script, sweetheart.
He's box office.
Get it. Trust me.
Come on, let's
get it.
Shape today's Mercury Cougar to help it hold the road, no matter which road you choose. Mercury, the shape you want to be in.
Every now and then, I compete in front of the whole world. Other times, I'm just out to have a good time with my family and friends. Come on, you're up. That's why I got into bowling. Yeah, bowling. Fun, pretty good exercise. It's great. Best of all, you don't have to get a 10 to have a great time. All right. On the other hand, it doesn't hurt. So join the fun this weekend.
Today's game is brought to you by GTE, Advancing Technology in Telecommunications and Electrical Products, by Century 21 Real Estate Organization, and by Honda, all-terrain vehicles. Honda, follow the leader. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy. Cleveland Stadium, a place to be this Sunday afternoon as the Browns trail the Raiders 14-13 with 13:06 to play in the game. Cleveland with the ball, and to the run on first down goes the fullback. 5'10", 215-pound Ernest Byner, who is knocked down by Matt Millen.
This is the third straight drive now that the Cleveland Browns have started inside the 50-yard line. Previous two, of course, just 6 points, 2 field goals.
Raiders have done a good job from shutting down the run. Byner and Mack working hard to share 80 yards, 81 yards. Byner has 40 and Mack has 41 in a combined 27 carries. Kevin Mack runs the ball. Nice stutter step, then accelerating into the gap. Lyle Alzado made the tackle for the Raiders, but it brings up 3rd down and 4 for Cleveland.
That was a short trap by the Browns. Mack did an outstanding job of waiting for the block. That was that stutter step.
Giants continue to lead over the Redskins. The LA Rams looking to extend their mark to 7-0. Houston's going to get its 2nd win after an opening day upset of Miami. Detroit now their lead cut to just 2 over the 49ers. And Atlanta looking like they might win a first game, and so might Buffalo. The Browns on 3rd and a long 4 really, as Kosar sets up in the shotgun. They give him time. Almost picked off by Sam Seal. He's a former wide receiver, Seal. The Browns can't move it down, so they have to punt the ball back to Los Angeles with 11:38 to play. Intended receiver was Clarence Weathers of the Browns.
Don, it appeared he tried to force that one. There was coverage all over Clarence Weathers. 4th straight incompletion by Bernie Kosar. His numbers not very impressive today.
Running the ball, the key to winning for Cleveland in the last 16 games, and they've rushed 36 or more times. They've compiled a 14-2 record. Well hit ball by Gossett, angling it near sideline, and he gets it out of bounds. We'll see where. Going to spot it at the 11. A little farther upfield now. They keep walking. They bring it to the 13-yard line. A 30-yard punt, but placed out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. So the silver and black come back out with a 1-point lead and 11:30 to play in the game.
We're not a company.
But no company has more pride in what they do.
Or more pride in how well they do it.
We offer you a meaningful and fulfilling future.
One that goes far beyond the ordinary.
One that brings with it the respect and admiration of Americans everywhere.
We're not a company.
We're your country.
We're the Air Force.
The Marines.
The Army.
The Navy.
We're the Armed Forces.
It's a great place to start.
You see those lights? They're burning out too soon in ordinary soft white light bulbs. But not me. I'm in Sylvania soft white bulbs. Why, in this 60-watt alone, I can burn 50 more hours. And only these Sylvania bulbs have a guarantee. So, get Sylvania soft white light bulbs instead of those guys with the dim future.
Ask for Sylvania, where the best comes to light.
Magnificent, tender rack of lamb. It's one of the reasons Crickett's Restaurant in Chicago is world famous. Tonight, we're secretly replacing the fine coffee they usually serve with dark, sparkling Folgers crystals. Will it be rich enough for our special guests?
It has a nice rich coffee flavor.
The coffee is excellent, really.
It's Folgers instant. Oh, you gotta be kidding. This can't be instant coffee. 10 being the highest, I rate it as 10.
Folgers crystals. Coffee rich enough to be served in America's finest restaurants.
The NFL plays here when the Seattle Seahawks battle the Denver Broncos.
Before your team takes the field, our team hits the air. NFL 85.
Bernie Kosar only 5 for 15 throwing the ball, Trump, but at the end of the day, it might be good enough to win what he's doing.
He's your quarterback for the Cleveland Browns for the rest of this ball game. You can't make a change now with just 11:30 to go in the 4th quarter. It's up to the Browns defense.
Marcus tries the left side, and there's not much there as he's knocked down at about the 15-yard line. Marcus Allen still hauling that skin. Browns still pounding at him. As you see, they've been shutting him down. They really shut down. Just like pass offense starts with pass blocking, run offense starts with run blocking, and the Cleveland front, particularly those very active, quick linebackers, have been shutting it down.
This is Cleveland defense's game right now. From here on out, they got to stop the Raiders. Give the Cleveland offense as much good field position as they can.
Long ball. They're looking at Jesse Hester, but he can't quite get there. Marc Wilson throws a beautiful long ball. That's a pure spiral heading down the field, and maybe a yard long for Jesse Hester, a flyer out of Florida State, the Raiders' #1 draft choice.
And for Dixon on the coverage, one of the advantages that Wilson has, he's got to be the tallest quarterback in the NFL at almost 6'7". I think he's listed at 6'6", but about 6'6.5".
As you know, Trump, the Raiders bear watching in the fourth quarter. Last year they led the NFL in fourth quarter scoring. This season, the fourth quarter has been their highest scoring period again. They can play beat the clock. They're holding to a 1-point lead right now, are the Raiders. 14-13. Big rush. And Allen can't quite hold on at the 27-yard line.
Thrown behind him. Just enough pressure by the defensive line to hurry Wilson ever so slightly. Allen on the pattern. He runs a good one. See the way he stops and has to come back. Tough catch. Tough catch. If that one's on the money, it's a first down for the Raiders. The Cleveland defense is held again.
So Ray Guy is back at his goal line. Standing at the 1, he'll hit the ball about the 5. The return man is sure-handed Brian Brennan. Got 66 passes from Flutie as a senior at Boston College. Flutie was a junior. Here's a long hit downfield. Brennan fair catching at the 48. Browns with good field position after a 37-yard punt. It is a doubleheader day on NBC Sports. Most of you will see the New York Jets, a rolling outfit right now, go against the New England Patriots at Foxborough, Mass. And then also there's a very big game at Mile High Stadium in Denver where the Seahawks and the Broncos hook up, both at 4-2 at the outset of the day, tied for first place in the AFC West along with the LA Raiders. Raiders right here in Cleveland are leading 14-13. It was projected to be a very close game, and it has been that. Raiders had a 14-7 lead. Cleveland coming back with consecutive Matt Bahr field goals to cut it to 1. Head for gain out to the 50-yard line. Picked up 5. He's got a great ability, Trump, to wait for his blockers. He's not in a hurry.
Yeah, that's something you can't teach either. You either have that coming to the game or you never seem to really acquire it. Guarantee you Marcus Allen has it. Last series of downs for the Cleveland Browns, 3 plays and out. That was a pickup of about a yard.
So young Bernie Kosar, he's only 21 years old, from nearby Boardman, Ohio. Grew up always wanting to play for the Browns. Second and 9. Foul. Definite foul on Mike Davis. His second against him. No question.
That's at least the 4th flag on the defensive backs of the Los Angeles Raiders today. Davis knows it too. He has no argument whatsoever.
That's a first down.
10:28 to play. We've still got a long way to go.
The receiver does an excellent job of just being big in this situation, realizing the defensive back's got to go through him to make the catch. It was Brian Brennan, who can't be too big no matter how tall he stands. Look at that. What a difference.
It hurts. So the Browns get a first down, trailing by 1 in the fourth quarter. More markers as the carry by Kevin Mack is down to the 40-yard line of Los Angeles.
Now that's one of the things that Bernie Kosar can do to really help his offense. Vary the cadence enough to draw some people off sides, and that's exactly what he did. It'll be 1st and 5 for the Cleveland Browns. That's a learned art too.
Defense 75, offside.
11th penalty of the day.
First down.
So the Raiders falling back now with the yellow flags thrown against them, and now the ball is set down at the 38-yard line of Los Angeles. 37-yard line where they place it. And there Cleveland will go first down and 5. So Bernie Kosar afforded the luxury of a play call you rarely get. 1st and 5. football, Ernest Byner. Shortest distance between 2 points, and Earnest takes it on a straight-ahead slash. Rookie linebacker Reggie McKenzie, 54 for the Raiders, made the hit.
I don't blame the Browns for being very conservative in this situation.
A lot of clock left, though, as you see it wind down to 10 minutes in the fourth quarter. Raiders leading 14-13. They led at halftime 14-7. Only scoring in the second half has been a pair of Matt Bahr field goals for the Browns. One in the third quarter, one in the fourth.
Got to hurry. 5 seconds left on the clock, and Bernie takes timeout.
2 timeouts left now for the Cleveland Browns. They don't want to spoil this drive, as they could take the lead with another field goal. So Kosar comes to the sidelines and will be back.
For the 71st anniversary, Isuzu holds big contest and give factory incentives. Just guess number of Japanese pea pods in jar.
Why is there only one pea pod in this jar?
You mean this jar with the one pea pod?
Save hundreds of dollars at the Isuzu Factory Incentive Pea Pod Truck Sale.
Thinking of selling your home? Well, now may be the perfect time. Interest rates are at their lowest in years, and the Century 21 team has thousands of ready buyers. In fact, the Century 21 team sells more homes than any other. Want to sell your home? Call a Century 21 professional today and ask about a home market evaluation.
Put number 1 to work for you. Century 21.
Call now and let a Century 21 professional help sell your home.
Denerex versus Selsun Blue.
This side here, I've got a tingling sensation on my scalp. Feels good. On this side, there's not much any sensation. It's just kind of there.
Look what you used.
Denerex. Feels good. This is the side that was tingling.
Each shampoo has one medicine for dandruff. Only Denerex adds extra anti-itch medicine many dermatologists recommend.
The tingling felt like, hey, it's happening now. Selsun Blue's lost a customer. I'm a Denerex man.
Denerex shampoo or shampoo and conditioner fights dandruff and its itch.
America's favorite pastime returns to NBC as the nation's top rollers battle it out for Bowler of the Year honors. Join Jay Randolph and Bowler of the Decade Earl Anthony for the premiere of the PBA Fall Tour, November 2nd on NBC.
George Flores going with that foul weather gear. This is no day at the beach in Southern California. Right now, the Raiders under pressure, but they hold to a 1-point lead in the fourth quarter. It's 14-13. The ball. Browns conservative in their offense on a second down and long 2 call. They go down close to a first down.
I think Schottenheimer and Flores were teammates, weren't they?
They were for a year.
Buffalo.
68.
1968. I imagine both appreciate where they are now as compared to then.
Didn't have a great year, but it worked out well. That was the year the juice came in the next year.
Ah, yes.
1-13. Giants, after 2 straight losses, disappointing ones. And back now to beat the Redskins today, 17-13. 17-3, excuse me.
Third down and short for the Cleveland Browns.
Margin of victory can make a difference.
Yes, it can. This Cleveland offense has struggled for most of the day. You take away the pass interference penalties by the Los Angeles Raiders. They've had a lot of drives stopped. Raiders have helped them a great deal.
That really has hurt. Series of penalties against Los Angeles. Some of the penalties you almost have to take, though, Trump. Ozzie Newsome gets open. He'd been going a long way if Davis hadn't tackled.
That's true. And this team, the Los Angeles Raiders, they don't mind taking those penalties.
Johnny Davis, a power back, is in. He's the up back. Second back through is Byner, and he's ahead. It looks like for a Brown first down. The rain has stopped here in Cleveland. It rained very hard for a while during the game. Rained 2 inches yesterday. Field soggy. Browns power the ball. It wasn't easy. You'll recall this was a 1st and 5 drive. This series of downs. Took them 3 hard runs to get that 5 yards, and so they're down to the 32-yard line. Marty Schottenheimer, well aware that his place kicker is very accurate short, but Matt Bahr is not a long-range bomber. 8:58 to play. Cleveland content to run the clock down as they try to control the ball. Kosar still 5 for 15 throwing. Dumps Dumps it off. Great play. Byner is inside the 20. Byner's out of bounds at the 13-yard line.
Same play they've run with some regularity. A little half roll by Bernie. He's got good protection there. Byner uncovered for about the third time. That was the play they ran in the first half that was called back. And watch Ozzie Newsome. You want to see a block? First of all, he had trouble getting away from Mike Davis, but watch this block. He gets Byner another few yards. Davis on the ground.
The Browns with first down. Mack wisely puts 2 arms on the ball, something Byner did not do, and those Raiders know how to put their helmet on the football and take it away. He holds on, gets a little bit, but he gets it straight ahead, and so the Browns are straight away at a field goal attempt with still 3 more downs coming on this sequence with 8:23 and running in the fourth quarter, and the Raiders in the lead 14-13. Matt Bahr, he kicked on a Super Bowl championship team at Pittsburgh. John Jefferson in. He's on the right flank, moving in motion to the near side. 2nd and 8. Byner. He's down to the 6-yard line. He'll be short of a first down. It'll bring up 3rd and about 3.
Ran right through the tackle of Mike Haynes, number 22 of the Los Angeles Raiders.
Strong safety Mike Davis made the tackle for the Raiders. And the game clock ticks down on what is now turning into a cold day in Cleveland. It's down to 7:35 and running in the fourth quarter.
Good block by Mack on Van Pelt. Now watch Byner run right through the tackle of Mike Haynes. Good enough for a pickup of about 5 yards.
Those are the numbers. Browns soon to go over 100 yards rushing. There's a lot of carries by 2 backs to do it, though. Kosar dumps it off, and they're going in. Kevin Mack, touchdown, and the Browns take the lead. On the decibel count here in Cleveland as 80,000 raise the roof of this old stadium on the shores of Lake Erie. A 7-yard touchdown play. Extra point is good. 7:07 to go in the game, and now the Raiders find themselves behind for the first time in the game. They trail 20-14 and need a touchdown.
Kosar's numbers, 7-17, 102 yards, and that touchdown to Kevin Mack.
He didn't have great numbers a week ago, as you remember, Trump. He said, I'm out here to get W's. That's what we got.
Good play action fake. Holds Matt Millen. We can run that back again. You'll see exactly why he is so wide open. Kevin Mack. Matt Millen, the middle linebacker, has to respect the run, and that spot on the field, he's got to make sure that he doesn't allow somebody to run right at him. You can see the moment's hesitation by Matt Millen that allows Mack to get out in the flat. An easy catch. Kosar knows when to get it on the money, doesn't he? Down by the goal line. Watch again. Watch 55. Watch 55. You see the fake? Holds him already. Mack is out in the flat. Touchdown.
Philadelphia just beat Dallas 16-14 in an upset at Philadelphia. Now the Browns kick it off. Sam Seal sees the ball go in and go out of bounds before they got to the end zone. Now it's a touchback. It comes out to the 20. So the Raiders, needing a touchdown, have 80 yards of real estate down to the Cleveland goal line as Bernie Kosar, who wouldn't get nervous if the building was on fire. An amazing guy.
You know, Don, one of the signs of an excellent team is a team that doesn't play particularly well still comes up with the winning numbers on the board. Offensively, the Cleveland Browns have not done anything outstanding. They've run one play that's gained him a majority of yards. Got a lot of penalties against the Raiders, and they lead team of character.
But the Raiders are something. They can play beat the clock better than anybody. They've got time now. Throw and a completion. Christensen takes the ball to the 24-yard line. A 20-14 game. The Browns in the lead for the first time with the clock running and 6:50 as you see to play. Hanford Dixon made the stop. There it is. The Philadelphia Eagles score late in the game. Jaworski threw to Kenny Jackson, a 36-yard touchdown pass play that brought the Eagles from behind. The Rams with a shutout go to 7-0. A perfect record. The Bears will try to equal that when they play Green Bay tomorrow night at Soldier Field. Hawkins stuffed on a 2nd and 5 play as Carl Hairston and Tom Cousineau.
Look at him bark.
You're in Cleveland. If you're joining us late, they have a group called the Dog Backers. The defense is the dogs, the defense barks in the defensive huddle, and they bark in the stands. For a while, there wasn't a whole lot of barking. Games change on one play, and that was certainly the case here. The Raiders had a 14-7 lead and were moving the ball well when a pitchback to Marcus Allen was fumbled. That was in the 3rd quarter. Subsequently, the Browns turned it into a Matt Bahr field goal to get back to within 14-10. Then another Matt Bahr field goal made it 14-13. And then the Browns took it down the field, aided by some penalty calls against Los Angeles. And finally, on a 7-yard swing pass, Kevin Mack took the ball and ran in for the go-ahead touchdown. Big play for the Raiders. It's 3rd down and almost 5. The Browns defense holds with 5:35 to play. 4th down arises for Los Angeles. I think these guys didn't want this game. Well, they don't have it yet.
Intended for Todd Christensen, but 4 guys tipped it. Just enough pressure on Wilson that he had to throw it. When he did, he has tried very hard to get that ball into Todd Christensen.
Guy to punt the ball. Long punt. Brennan back at his 29. The Raiders might get it. It's Cleveland's ball.
Woo!
Caught Mr. Brennan right square in the face mask.
That's a friendly bounce. If he gets the ball out of bounds, at least the Raiders can't recover it, which he does.
Great second look. Our producer for NBC Sports today is Kenneth Roy Edmondson. Our director Richard Klein. As right now we have 5:23 to play in the game. The Cleveland Browns are holding to a 20-14 lead. Kosar's numbers aren't Hall of Fame, but the end result is just what they like.
Down, Don.
Ended up losing yardage on the play as the ball is back at the 25-yard line. 7-yard loss on the play.
Holding Cleveland.
Offense holding 61. Decline a penalty. 2nd down.
You got the center, Mike Babb. But the Raiders will take the play with a loss where they spotted of 8 yards all the way back to the 25-yard line. So now it's a long yardage play for Kosar and the Cleveland Browns. Lyle Alzado spent 3 years here in Cleveland after his years at Denver. They traded him to the Raiders for an 8th round draft choice, and Alzado said that was the biggest motivator. They only thought I was worth a number 8. Sean Jones into pass rush now on 2nd and long, 2nd and 18. Kevin Mack takes the ball to the 29-yard line. Matt Millen knocked him down on the play. Raiders looking to get it back now as the game clock keeps it ticking down. 4:35 left to play. It's clearing up somewhat in Cleveland. No threat of rain right now. The lights are on.
If I were Cleveland, I think I'd run this, not take a chance with a turnover, and hope Mr. Gossett gets off his best punt of the day. Turn it back into the hands of my defense.
Good point. Defense is what wins games for the Cleveland Browns. And it's gotten stronger as this game's go on. They do indeed go to the run, and Kevin Mack takes the ball. He lost it for a moment. Raiders think they have it. Official says no.
He got really nailed.
Take a look at that again. Cle, as you can see, is exercised.
Watch once again. Kevin Mack on the carry. He's the sure-handed ball carrier for the Cleveland Browns. Watch the hit, and you see the ball. Whoa, wait a minute. He was still up. He was still up.
The Raiders pull this one out. It won't because they got a lot of breaks. Gossett hits his best punt of the day indeed. Fulton Walker back at his 13. The blockers form to the left side, and he gets some room to run, and Fulton Walker is out to the 25, but what do we see?
A flag back at the spot where the ball was punted.
54-yard punt and a 13-yard return.
The flag is against Cleveland, though. They're going to make him kick it again?
For sure.
Offense 88, holding, 10-yard penalty, and fourth down.
You know, Don, that carry by Kevin Mack, I think that was a fumble and a recovery by the Los Angeles Raiders. The ground cannot cause a fumble, but in the NFL, they don't count knees down.
Look to you on the replay. He definitely lost.
Yeah, it looks like the ball was loose.
Here
Watch again. We can slow it down, Dick Klein, just as he is about to get hit. About right now, he's got both hands on the football. Let's see if we can see. That ball is loose. That ball is loose.
He had a knee down, too, with a man on him.
Well, but they're going to mark it where he goes down completely. That's a tough call.
Fulton Walker, the leading punt return man in the American Conference, awaits the second punt try on this.
Request now from
Jeff Gossett of Cleveland, who had a bad first half, has begun to hit the ball well. It'll come back.
Oh, they got a chance, Don.
Great blocks. Look at this. Inside the 40 and down to the 35-yard line, and a penalty marker down against, it would seem, Los Angeles on the return. A 38-yard punt, but Fulton Walker brought it back 31 yards, but a lot of that's going to come back. Jeff Gossett was the man who came over and made the hit. So the game clock now is stopped with 2 minutes and 53 seconds to play. The Cleveland Browns are in the lead 20-14. Last score of the game was the first time the Browns have led all day. They trailed 7-0, tied the game 7-7. That was early in the first quarter when both teams scored in their opening drives. At halftime, with the Raiders scoring on a Wilson to Marcus Allen pass just before halftime, Los Angeles had a 14-7 lead at intermission. Then the scoring in the second half was field goal by Matt Bahr for Cleveland, another one in the fourth quarter to make it 14-13, and the Browns have outscored the Los Angeles Raiders 13-0 in these two quarters. It's the call, a clipping call.
Number 30, illegal block. Low block. Number 30, 15 yards.
Stacey Turan.
The thing that hurts most is they don't mark that penalty off from the spot where the return ended. They mark it off from the spot where the penalty took place. Starting to rain again, Don.
Yeah, it is. Who's that guy talking about it clearing up?
I don't remember.
That was me. Here's a 1st and 10 play. A throw by Wilson, a catch down to the 40, and another penalty marker down. I think this time they're going to call Hanford Dixon on the far side against Dokie Williams. Hanford Dixon's over there talking to the Raider bench in his wisdom.
Defensive holding number 29. Decline the penalty. First down.
A missed Raider field goal that hit the upright was a big problem in this game also. Here's what happened earlier when Chris Bahr kicked one. It looked to be on the way in good, but it hit the upright bounce back, and the Raiders were denied points. Now they go 1st and 10. Wilson throws. The ball is caught at the 39-yard line. Eddie Johnson was the man who hit Jesse Hester, the rookie. Has a gain of almost 10 yards. It is a 10-yard gain where they spot the ball. It'll be a first down.
2:23 to go in the football game. You can see that the Raiders are going away from Todd Christensen and going to the other side of the field. Hester's caught a couple of big passes here in the latter stages of this ball game.
And we harken back, Trump, to that man on the street one day in Oakland when asked what's the best thing about Raider football. The last 2 minutes. It's coming up. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in this game, and the Raiders down by 6. A touchdown on an extra point will win it.
Cleveland Browns last season lost 9 games in the last 2 minutes. This year they seem to have changed that pattern.
Hawkins runs, and he gets a first down for the Raiders down to the 37-yard line. Cousineau makes the stop, and the game clock will now wind down to 2 minutes to play. So it's going to be fun down the stretch run of the game. The Raiders driving and trailing by 6. We'll be back.
Alcoa presents Fantastic Finishes. 1984. The Bears lead the Chargers 7-6 as Dan Fouts dumps a quickie off to Bobby Duckworth at the 50. Oh, he's quick and he's on his way to the go-ahead touchdown. Hold it. He drops the ball. And Mike Richardson pounces on it. Duckworth is beside himself. Moments later, he and Fouts put together the longest TD pass play in Charger history. 88 yards into the end zone, and this time with the ball.
Every time you enjoy beverages from aluminum cans, remember,
those cans are worth
saving. They can be recycled and made into brand new aluminum cans. So don't throw your aluminum cans away. They're valuable, but only if you save them. Find out who's raising money through recycling in your neighborhood and save yours for them. Remember, recycling is another good reason to buy your beverages in aluminum cans.
The brothers Bahr from Penn State, where their father was the soccer coach on either side of the field. Matt Bahr's 2 second-half field goals are really the margin of difference at this point in the game as the Cleveland Browns lead the Raiders 20-14. Chris Bahr's miss earlier would, if he'd have made that, would of course have the Raiders do within 3 now. If they had to, they could kick a field goal and possibly send this game to overtime. But as it stands, they need a touchdown, which if they get with the extra point could give them a 1-point win. An airtight game was projected. It was rated just about even coming in. It's a doubleheader day on NBC Sports. The Jets and the Patriots will be coming up on most of these stations. Another big game at Denver's Mile High where the Seattle Seahawks go against the Broncos.
I'd be looking for Marcus Allen here. He's their big money player.
We talked earlier, Trump, the Cleveland defense, not a fancy one because they've got good people. They're in position. They won't gamble a lot. Here's a blitz. Raider throw, and it's incomplete. Don Rodgers almost had the ball. On first down, Rodgers making a diving play at the ball. The second-year man from UCLA.
Intended for Marcus Allen out of the backfield. Good coverage by the Cleveland Browns. Wilson tries to put this right in between the 2 defensive players. Almost picked off by Rodgers. When you throw it in Mr. Rodgers' neighborhood, you're taking a chance.
AFC Defensive Rookie of the Year. Now, second down and 10 for the Raiders. They trail by 6 with less than 2 minutes to play. Penalty marker as the strike is made to Todd Christensen down to the 28-yard line. Looks to be just short of a first down. We'll see where they spot it.
I think they got Frank Minifield lining up off sides.
They'll take the play then. Second down and 10. It looks like the ball is just short of a first down. If they go with the play, it'll be third down and less than a yard.
Oh, they call it against the Raiders. Minifield looked like he was lined up off sides, trying to really get up there in the receiver's face.
Illegal motion number 85, 5 yards and second down.
That's
Doki Williams.
And that's where Frank Minifield was. Minifield was so tight on him, Doki got a little antsy there.
I'll tell you, we got a full house, almost 80,000 here, and nary a party is left yet. We're going down to the final gun, it looks like. 1:47 to play. Raiders down by 6. 2nd and 15. Wilson arcs the ball to Marcus Allen. It's incomplete at the 24-yard line. Now while they realign, let's go to Ahmad Rashad at NFL 85. Ahmad?
All right, Don. 19 seconds left to go in Minnesota. Tommy Kramer looking back, trying to find a receiver, finds Leo Lewis, a 26-yard touchdown. Vikings lead 21-14. I taught Leo well, Don.
You sure did. You taught him real well, and that's the old trapper. Bud Grant's got those guys back on track, doesn't he? Up in Minnesota?
Got that right. Once again, watch this play. Great coverage by Banks. He's not looking back, but there doesn't appear to be any contact on Marcus Allen before the ball gets there. Banks, one of the few players who could cover a running back out of the backfield.
Right now, they only cheers the Raiders here from their sideline.
Presenting the Honda 4Trax. Only from Honda.
Not so very long ago, the average four-cylinder engine looked something like this. But these days, four-cylinder engines look a little more like this. That's why we developed new Valvoline 4-Guard motor oil, specially formulated to protect today's harder-working, more complex four-cylinder engines. And it won't break down, even after 7,500 miles. Times have definitely changed. So maybe it's time to change your oil to new Valvoline 4-Guard.
The pressure is really on the Los Angeles Raiders, a team that over the years has thrived on heat. Right now, 1:41 left to go. There are the numbers, 20-14. Cleveland leads. The Raiders have not scored in the second half. And when they put the ball in play, the Raiders have 3rd down and 15 coming up at the Cleveland 42.
Fans are a big part of this game right now. Wilson going the line of scrimmage. It appears he wants to call a play from the line of scrimmage. He can't get the signals out because the fans are so loud. They'll start up again as the Raiders go to the line of scrimmage. Once again, that reception and good defensive play by Chip Banks. Watch right at the end of it. Is Banks interfering? The officials say no.
So the Raiders set up. Nothing but a big play now will carry this team. Marcus Allen, the lone setback. They flex out the tight end Christensen. He's to the left. Guy's got the dog mask on all day.
Wilson can't call the signals. He's probably going to call a play at the line of scrimmage. It's never going to get any better.
Browns coaches are calling for quiet.
I'll tell you one thing, Wilson's milking this a little bit because he is right up underneath the center.
Which is a very wise thing to do.
Yes.
3rd and 15. It's good for a first down. The Raiders get the first down to the 25-yard line. Marc Wilson under pressure guns a line drive throw in just off the turf. Doki Williams goes to both knees to take it in. A 17-yard gain, and the Raider drive is alive. 1:20 to play. Raiders trail by 6.
Wilson was in the grasp of Chip Banks. He had hold of one of his feet. Still got the pass off.
The Raiders, the masters at playing beat the clock. Try to do it again. Marcus Allen takes it inside, and he's down to the 13-yard line. As the game clock is down to 1:02, the Raiders call timeout. They have 1 left. They have to get in the end zone.
12 yards on the run by Marcus Allen. The previous play, that's a highlight. That's a season highlight. Wilson, as hurt as he is, the lack of respect he gets. Chip Banks on a blitz from the outside against Bruce Davis. Now watch, he reaches out. He's got his hand on his leg. Wilson is almost going down. Still able to get the ball off. A big reception for a first down. And why wasn't he ruled in the grasp? Wilson 14 of 30, 205 yards, a touchdown, and an interception.
I think that was a live play. I think you have to have a little better grasp of that.
Well, if you're a Cleveland Brown fan, he was in the grasp.
Okay. So the Raiders, tell you, you know you have them beat when the gun goes off and you look up at the scoreboard and they're ahead of them.
That's it.
Not until then.
That's it.
So the Raiders now have the ball. 13-yard line of Cleveland. As you see, the clock shows 62 ticks left.
8th play of this drive for the Los Angeles Raiders.
It's 20-14. Cleveland in the lead. Raiders need a touchdown. First down. Oh, Hester had it and Hester lost it.
He was inside hand for Dixon. No protection in there whatsoever. Top of the screen, you see him beat him right at the line of scrimmage. Should have been caught. Should have been caught.
It was a touchdown all the way, but Hester could not hold on, and so the down goes to 2. The line of scrimmage just inside the Cleveland 14. The Raiders break the huddle again. The crowd starts up. 58 seconds, as you see on the clock. Second down and 10 coming up for Los Angeles. The Raiders opened the season with a 31-0 blowout of the Jets, and the Raiders were beaten badly their next 2 times out by Kansas City and then the 49ers. They've come back to win their last 3 games.
You see Dokie Williams talking to Marc Wilson. Look at all those dogs.
Remember at the outset of the day we showed you that play from the playoff game of 1981 when Mike Davis made the diving interception of Brian Sipe to stop the Browns, and the Raiders won that playoff game and went on to win the Super Bowl. Now the converse of that is what the Browns need. They need the big play in that open end of the field end zone. Wilson at his leisure now with the backing of the official, waiting for the crowd to quiet down. Cleveland defense trying to get quiet. You have to wonder if they're not going back to that. They're playing Rodgers right back on the goal line. They had one-on-one coverage on Hester, and he had Hanford Dixon beaten.
Well, they got bump and run again. Dixon at the top, Minifield at the bottom. Dokie Williams went over and talked to Marc Wilson.
So Marc Wilson, who's thrown the ball 30 times today for over 200 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, sets his team again.
If Chris Bahr had not missed that field goal earlier, the pressure would not be so heavy on the Los Angeles Raiders to get the ball in the end zone. A field goal would tie. We'd go to overtime.
It is conceivable, as you know, Trump, that the officials can call a personal foul on the stands, but they don't leave the building alive if that happens. So we won't see one of those.
There's a lot of talk, and this is really doing the Los Angeles Raiders a big favor.
Cleveland fans are going to delay this game apparently indefinitely, and the officials, in their wisdom, not calling a foul against the stands. You can't call signals in this. We might see a flag.
They can't throw a flag on the crowd.
They can't?
No, they cannot throw a flag on the crowd.
It's never been done?
Well, I don't know if it's ever been done.
I think it has.
But in the rules today, you can't throw a flag on the crowd. We could be here till Thursday.
Now they're starting to throw things on the field. So we'll try again. Marty Schottenheimer trying to keep his people down, his backers, his dogs in the stands.
The other end zone would be no problem. This is where the doghouse is.
Yep. Now the barnyard chant starts up.
I think I'd rather have them bark.
We do have a very outstanding doubleheader game for you. To say nothing of this outstanding game, but nothing's going to happen. Now the officials send the Raiders back into their huddle. So 58 seconds still on the clock, and still 2nd down and 10 arising for the Los Angeles Raiders at the 14-yard line of Cleveland. The Raiders trailing in the game 20-14.
A dog bone.
He's got his dog bone. Marcus Allen option pass is now removed. Now the noise levels come down a little bit. Broken up. Hanford Dixon broke up the play to Marcus Allen, and 3rd down arises. 52 seconds to play.
His ball slightly underthrown. There's great coverage by the Cleveland Browns. Just outstanding coverage. Dixon just able to get his hand in there at the last second to knock the ball away. Maybe that Marcus Allen option pass is a good idea right now.
Boy, this is really tough for the Raiders, trying to call signals as that heavy noise picks up again. Right in the face of Marc Wilson, but he's going to go on 3rd and 10. Incomplete inside the 5, a penalty marker.
1st and 5.
It'll be 1st and goal from inside the 5-yard line for the LA Raiders. It looks like they got Hanford Dixon on the call. So the Raiders, who've seen flags go against them all day, finally get one their way, and it is a huge one. As with 48 seconds left to play, they'll have it 1st and goal.
Actually, that's just a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, 5. They're calling holding, so it's a 5-yard penalty, but it is a first down. It's a holding call for 5 yards and a first down, and so the ball is now spotted at the 9-yard line.
Tried the same play again. Hester inside Hanford Dixon. Contact there. The official throws the flag. We expected this bump and run by both these football teams all day long.
So the Raiders now, with 48 seconds to play, have it 1st and goal inside the 10-yard line. Would have been intercepted, but Hanford Dixon on the wet turf lost his footing going for the ball as Wilson was under pressure, so it falls as an incomplete pass. And 3rd down. 2nd down comes up now for Los Angeles.
Boy, you talk about a gutty call. Cleveland Browns defense came with a blitz. Al Gross, the strong safety was right in Marc Wilson's face.
Al Davis has been through a lot of these, but this is as tough as any. And the same for Art Modell across the other way as he watches his team hold to a 6-point lead. 20-14. 43 seconds to play. 2nd down and goal for the Raiders. The 8-yard line of the Cleveland Browns. Looks like another blitz is coming.
It is.
Wilson stands. He throws. It's knocked down and again almost picked off by Hanford Dixon. Now 3rd down arises. They're trying to beat him in that slant pattern again that the ball was dropped off earlier. And now Dixon step for step with the receiver, and he's been knocking him down.
That time he shouldn't have thrown the ball to Hester. Hester was covered very well by Hanford Dixon. Whoa. Eddie Johnson right there underneath. Timeout now, the Los Angeles Raiders. Marc Wilson goes to the sideline. Now you got to go to the last page of the playbook, Don. You really do. You've tried just about everything that you can to get the ball in the end zone. I look for trickery here.
They take down that bag of tricks. The Allen option passes one that they have. 2 downs left, and they've got to take it in with 39 seconds to play. The Raiders are down by 6. Chris Bahr, the place kicker for the Raiders, does have 1 missed extra point this year. Extra point looms very large. But the Raiders first have to get it in the end zone. It's easy to grow old as an owner on a day like this.
I'm sure Marc Wilson is glad these plays are coming from the sideline now. What do you do? What do you do?
I think you just flood the end zone with people and try to get it off. I'd go to Christensen. Of course, the Browns are thinking that too, probably, huh? 12th play of the drive coming up. Ball positioned at the 8-yard line. 5-yard penalty for holding against the Cleveland Browns gave the Raiders 4 new downs, but so far they've been unsuccessful on the first 2 tries at the end zone. Third down and goal now for the Raiders. They trail 20-14. Broken up by Hanford-Dixon. Yoki Williams was the man they were going to, but Hanford-Dixon has made 3 consecutive plays now after he was beaten, but not burned when the ball was dropped. Cleveland Browns started the day having allowed the fewest touchdowns along with the Eagles in the NFL, just 7 all season long through the first 6 games. They've not allowed the Raiders any second half points today. Los Angeles had a 14-7 lead at halftime. The Browns have outscored the Raiders 13-0 over the last 2 quarters. And with 34 seconds left to play, it's 4th down and goal for the Raiders. This is it. It's caught for a touchdown. There's a penalty marker down also. They did go to Christensen, and he gets the ball. Todd Christensen catches the ball off the turf. It's a touchdown and also a penalty call on the play. The touchdown will go, and the greatest team in football at beating the clock. The LA Raiders make it happen with 29 seconds to play, a game they were seemingly out of.
On a defense, decline the penalty. The touchdown is good. 15 yards on the kickoff for throwing a helmet.
Unbelievable. But not when it's the Raiders.
Christensen won the war of contact there.
But now it's not over. The Browns, it's tied right now, so the extra point has to be good, and even if it is, there's 29 seconds left for Kosar to try to get the Browns in position.
Bahr's missed one this year so far, Don.
Chris Bahr ready to try the point after that'll break a 20-20 tie. He gets it, and the Raiders lead with 29 seconds to play. Another helmet is fired down on the field, this time by Minifield, and another flag is thrown.
So now they'll kick off from 30 yards farther. What a comeback. You realize that the Los Angeles Raiders had 8 plays inside the 25-yard line? Another flag on Frank Minifield. What a catch by Todd Christensen.
Man sitting with Al Davis is Sam Berkovitz, maybe the all-time Raider fan. He's almost ready to come out of the box.
Look at that. That ball thrown low. Christensen does a great job with the contact. Watch once again. He looks left, waits for Christensen. He sees the contact, stands right in there. Oh, what a catch. We'll watch the reaction. Davis on the left, Odell on the right.
Story of the day in microcosm is Davis impassive. He's been through this so many times. So is Art Modell, but bitter disappointment, but not done yet. 29 seconds to play in the game.
Christensen does a great job of just bouncing off the man in coverage. Tight ends are supposed to win that. And after 5 straight incompletions, the touchdown pass by Marc Wilson. On the day, 14 of 35, 213 yards, 2 touchdowns, an interception, and a last-second victory.
Not yet. 29 seconds to go. They'll kick it off, and the Browns will be firing, trying to get in field goal range. The extra point was all important here. This broke a 20-20 tie. Chris Bahr hitting it, knew it was good right away, so it is a 21-20 game for. But now the penalty call, the personal foul call, was signaling the Raiders are going to kick off from the Browns' 45-yard line. So the Browns are going to have to start 80 yards from the Raider goal line, but they'll be looking to get in field goal position. Bahr is going to nail this right out of the end zone.
Or do you squib it? Just let him try to return it as opposed to giving it to him at the 20.
Well, it could happen too.
If I were the Cleveland Browns,
unbelievable. They expect to do this, these guys.
Yeah. If I were the Cleveland Browns, I'd try a reverse, a pass, something. You only have 29 seconds left. This has got to be spectacular here, whatever they do.
How many plays can you run? Pass plays in 29 seconds.
Not enough to go that far, I don't believe. So you got to try to get something on this kickoff return.
Chris Bahr gets set, hits it, he knocks it out. So it'll carry into the cheap seats. One of the dogs makes a play on the ball, and the Browns come out. A bitter disappointment now. The Browns trailing 21-20 when seemingly they had the game won. But the Raiders, as they've done time and again over the years, strike late, beat the clock, take the lead 21-20, and now it's the Browns who must come out with just 29 seconds left and make big plays to get in field goal range if they can.
Kosar certainly made a name for himself in the collegiate ranks of in 29 seconds getting the Miami Hurricanes down the field in a hurry.
Raiders will rush 3, will defend with 8. Browns are stacking the deck on the far side. 3 wide receivers to flood over there. Kosar stands in. Throw it. Look, throws on the run. He gets Ozzie Newsome. He's out to the 40. Cleveland with 1 timeout remaining. Remember, they used one earlier in the half when Kosar didn't like an alignment, came over to get some counsel, but they do have 1 timeout remaining with 20 seconds left to play. A 20-yard gain on that play. When you run out of timeouts, that takes the middle of the field away from you. Buffalo Bills finally win a game, 21-9 over the Colts.
The only problem is nobody in Buffalo will know it with 22,000 people there.
That's right. 79,000 here today. And right now, they're waiting to see what's going to happen. 20 seconds left to play. The ball at the 40-yard line. The Cleveland Browns under the gun.
I wonder if the Cleveland Browns have the hook and lateral pass in. That play run by Miami a number of years ago. You had that game against San Diego. This would be an excellent time to run the hook and lateral.
They got to do something sideline. They got 1 timeout left. They really can't. I don't know if they can use the middle of the field. That's what's open now. If they use it, they'll have to call another timeout. And then they'll be out of them. 20 seconds to play.
Well, they can't really call a timeout, and you can't really aim towards the sideline.
Again, the Browns stack the deck, this time near side, as Kosar against a 3-man rush stands in. Fires over the middle. It's incomplete at the 45-yard line. John Jefferson claims foul, but no flag comes in. And with 15 seconds left and 1 timeout left, it's 2nd down now for Cleveland. The Browns trailing 21-20. A doubleheader day on NBC Sports. We'll be switching after this immediately to the Jets at New England game or to the Seattle at Denver game.
Well, we're going to find out how strong Bernie Kosar's arm is in the next couple of plays. He's got to wing it as far as he can get it and hope for a flag.
Phenomenal reception by Todd Christensen on his knees in the end zone. Brought the Raiders back. That tied the game. Then the extra point by Chris Bahr was good, and the Raiders have a 1-point lead. Kosar loops one out. Byner has the ball, heading for the sidelines. He gets out at midfield. 7 seconds is all that remains, though. It used a lot of time.
You got to give it 1 shot. Throw it up as far as you can, and of course the game can't end on a penalty on the defense, so you get 1 more chance, and that could be the field goal attempt.
You got to air it out then all the way down.
Bernie's drawing plays on the sideline there.
Hope for a defensive foul.
Yeah. He has no timeouts left.
So Bernie Kosar.
Wait a minute. The scoreboard says they have 1 timeout left.
Yeah, they do have 1 left.
They do have 1 left.
Career long field goal for Matt Bahr, as you see, 50 yards. It's been excellent inside the 40. He's kicking off a lot stronger than he used to, too. So he's got enough to get it there if they get a lot closer than this, though. Where they're aligned right now with a 7-yard snap. Talking about a 77-yard field goal or 67-yard field goal. So Bernie Kosar comes out. 7 seconds left to play in the game, and the ball right at midfield, and the Raiders in the lead 21-20.
Let's see, the Raiders now have 2, 4, 6, 7 defensive backs in, a linebacker, and 3 defensive linemen to rush. And Browns need about 30 to 35 yards on a completion or a long penalty flag.
Brigham Young connection combining on that last score. Incomplete with 4 seconds to play. Tried to loop it out to Ozzie Newsome over the middle, get him down the field, and use the 1 timeout to kick a long field goal, but it didn't work. So now 3rd down arises. Ball at midfield still with just 4 seconds left. That's 1 play. 4th down rising now. They flip the down marker. So Marty Schottenheimer and the Browns with 1 last-ditch chance, and it's a long-range one. They used their last timeout. They want to go over everything they have in the book.
No question about that. This has got to be the hope shot. And if they have the hook and lateral with 4 seconds left, now this ball's got to be thrown in the end zone or as close as you possibly can. And the only hope you have is a field goal. Look at that fella. He's not particularly happy with what's happened here in the last few minutes of the ball game.
This place for most of the afternoon was an emotional cauldron. Upwards of 79,000 Cleveland Brown fans who'd been pointing to this game, as had the Browns, waiting for the Raiders to come to town. And then after the Browns were behind, everybody stayed with them, and they fought back to take a 20-14 lead. But low number 6 Marc Wilson on the Brigham Young connection to Todd Christensen hit him, and with less than a minute to play, and the Raiders, as they've done throughout their history, had come back to snatch another game in the closing seconds. The Browns took over the ball with 29 seconds left to play. They've moved it this far out to midfield, but now they have just 4 seconds on the game clock, trailing by 1, and 4th down arises. No timeouts left for Cleveland, so this is it.
Got to go in the end zone.
Yep. All they can do is fire it as far as they can. Too long for a field goal attempt. Swing pass going out of bounds. Oh, they're going to get. They rule it's over. The game is out.
For?
They were trying to get ready for a long field goal attempt, try to get another playoff inside of 4 seconds, and they couldn't do it. And so the Raiders extend their win streak to 4 straight. A dramatic come-from-behind victory. Los Angeles 21, the Browns 20. For Bob Trumpy, this is Don Crickey. Glad you could be with us.